Well, hello everyone. Rick here and Zeb. We're a little different format than usual in that I'm doing a little driving video so I can explain a few things about my travels and where I've been, what I'm going, where I'm going, and what's going on with the situation that we have going in this country, world. Anyway, I left Elephant Butte Lake State Park about noon, heading north to another BLM land area for the night. Hopefully get some video of that, which I'll show you. I kind of left my hibernation, as it were, a little early because of the situation that we're in right now, and working my way back north to Washington State, where I'm going to be working again this summer as a camp host. And just so you don't have to look at my ugly face, I'm going to switch back and forth to driving down the road as well, so I'll give you glimpses back and forth of that. And so I left Seattle area in September, the latter part of September, and I had till October 16th to get to Wisconsin to see my grandson's final football game of the year, which I made, and it was good, and it was fun, and I got to visit with him and my son, Matt. And when I left there, then I went down to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee, and stayed there a few days. Of course, between South Dakota and Kentucky, I had a couple car problems, and that was kind of a bummer, but that kind of thing happens when you're doing this, doesn't it? So part of the deal. So anyway, after I left Tennessee, I went into Alabama, went to one of the towns I used to live in northern Alabama, Guntersville, and went to a couple parks there, and then went down to the central part of the state and went to a Corps of Engineers campground, which was really nice, and ended up in Gulf Breeze, Florida, where my oldest brother Scott lives, and stayed there for 8 weeks. Had a great time with him and some of his family, and we really enjoyed that. Left the day after Christmas and spent about the next 3 weeks coming across, going west to New Mexico through Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. And I found several really nice small campsites where I stayed. A couple of those I did videos on. So anyway, got into New Mexico, and I've been using the New Mexico State Park Pass pretty much exclusively because it's a good deal. It's a shame that too many of because of the altitude of New Mexico, some of the northern parks aren't open until May. But a bunch of the southern parks are open, and it makes it nice, and you can stay 2 weeks at a park and then go to another park and stay 2 weeks, which is what I've been doing. And I did a couple of videos, and now I'm headed back north. When I was in the Elephant Butte Lake area the first time, I wasn't feeling very things that are wrong. So I got out of there because they really didn't do a whole lot for me. But it did give me the decision that I needed to find a new primary care physician and a new cardiologist. So I made some arrangements up in the area where my brother lives in Washington State to see some new people. So my next deadline was going to be April the 5th, when I need to be in Kirkland, Washington, to the Virginia Mason Clinic to meet with a cardiologist, and then the following day for a new primary care physician. And I also have some other things I have to get taken care of medically, so hopefully I can get all that done in April. And I'll be starting my job sometime in May. Probably last year was around the 10th, and this year it'll probably be about the same. The campground I was in last year was the Silver Fir campground up in the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I loved it and wanted to go back and stay there for several years because it's such a nice campground. Unfortunately, there was a huge storm there in October, and the rains overflowed the Nooksack North Fork of the river and washed away at least some major parts of 3 campgrounds there, one of which was the one I was in. So at this point I'm going to be going to a couple of different ones in the same camp area in the Mount Baker Snoqualmie area, but a little further south. I was close to the Canadian border last year, about 12 miles. This year I'll be a little further, but it gives me a good spot to go visit my brother Ben and his family in Duval from time to time, or they can come and camp with me. So anyway, that's kind of where I stand at this point in time. I'm really disappointed with what's happening over in Europe, and I always hate to see war, and I hate to see the United States get involved and spend billions of dollars, and this war is so useless. And I hope a lot for the Ukrainians, and that they get through this okay, and it's a short-lived thing, and because it sure is, it's not only affecting them, but it affects us too, and in a lot of ways, right now it's gasoline. It'll be higher food prices and everything else for us later on. So we're just going to have to pull in the old belt, I guess, and which I can afford to do a little bit more, and see what happens. Hope it doesn't turn into a big war, and hope we get back to some normalcy. It's been so long since we've had any normalcy, what with COVID and everything. So I'm kind of looking forward to something normal to happen. So anyway, we'll talk more later, or the box for short. I'm hoping it's going to be a spot where Zeb can run around free without a leash on for the day. He would love that. Okay. Beautiful. Road's a little rough, but not too awful bad. Done been on a lot worse. toilet here, but that's about it. No water, no garbage collection. But that is just fine with me because this looks like an awesome place to stay for tonight.